Well, it's nice to meet you, everyone. Thank you for this opportunity. My name is Allisa Song. I'm the CEO and co-founder of NanoDropper, where we have created the world's first eye drop bottle adapter that will save billions in medication waste, one drop at a time. So I started on this journey when I learned that current eye drops can be up to 5 times too big for the human eye. And when medications like those for glaucoma cost up to $500 per bottle, this was posing a significant financial barrier to care. And even with insurance, 25% of patients were chronically running out before insurance would cover the next refill, really being left without any other options. And not only are these drops wasteful, but they're actually causing patient harm with systemic side effects. In fact, clinical trials dating from back to the 80s have demonstrated that smaller eye drops are in fact safer and just as efficacious as the larger eye drops. So with this information, I reached out to my colleagues and we decided that we could do better. Our solution is NanoDropper, an FDA-listed patented universal adapter that reduces the drops to something that your eye can absorb. Our novel design has been engineered to reduce the 40 microliter drops found on the market down to 10.2 microliters, extending the bottle 3 to 4-fold and saving an average of $2,500 per year per prescription. And in addition to this much needed savings, especially in these times, this means fewer visits to the pharmacy, reducing exposure risk to older adults, and alleviating that burden on the healthcare system. Now, we aren't the first people to try to solve this problem, but previous attempts relied on partnering with drug manufacturers, or they created devices that would only increase the price for the end users. So in the end, NanoDropper is the only viable solution as the first true adapter on the market. And we are delivering our solution to patients by partnering with their eye care professionals in the clinics, as well as payers of healthcare. Now, 2 years ago, I was here as part of the student showcase, and since then, we have had our utility patent that's been granted. We have received over 20 honors and awards. We have raised over $1.5 million in total funding, and we had our product launch this year in June in the middle of the pandemic. And we are so excited to be rapidly expanding all across the country to serve patients and their providers. We have bigger networks of clinics like Kaiser Permanente, but our biggest customer to date is the United States Air Force with a phase 2 contract with $600,000 in awards. Lastly, our Chief Scientific Officer is organizing clinical trials with institutions internationally to bring NanoDropper to every eye in need. To execute on our vision, we have our co-founding team with, of course, diverse backgrounds, but all with strong scientific foundations. And we were united by our mission to create a more just and equitable healthcare system. Our newest members of our team round out our marketing and sales needs. And of course, we would not be here without our expert advisors, bringing guidance as physician leaders and key opinion leaders, both in industry and in clinical medicine. And with their help, we're truly setting a precedent for value-based innovation in healthcare. And with that, I would like to invite you to join us in our journey to reduce cost, increase access, and promote eye health. Thank you.
Thank you. Wow, incredible progress.
Thank you so much.
Questions our judges have for you. So judges, go ahead and turn on your cameras and mics, and we'll have about 3 minutes for questions. Which judge would like to start?
What's NanoDropper?
So on average, we're right below the $8 mark. We have an MSRP of $15 and wholesale price of $11.25. That's about a 25% discount for our partner clinics.
Allisa, great presentation. Nice to meet you, and congratulations on so much progress, particularly in this crazy, difficult year. Very exciting. My question for you is, do you see it as a single use for one medication device, or is it a reusable product? And long term, do you foresee potentially working with and disrupting the way that the packaging is done at the pharmaceutical level itself?
So other previous attempts to solve this problem of oversized drops have tried to make new packaging solutions. Unfortunately, it's a very long and expensive way because of how the regulatory steps are set up. If you package the medication yourself, you are essentially a combination device, and you would have to become you have to go through the clinical trials of phase 1, phase 2, just like with any other drug. So you would have to enter the regulatory process for every medication and every indication that it's for. Your question about reusability and how it's intended to be used, we are a sterile medical device, and so you put the NanoDropper on top of the bottle, you replace the cap with it, and it comes with its own pop-off cap, so you only install it once, and at the end of the bottle life, it can be taken apart and recycled or thrown away, but it's one bottle, one NanoDropper.
Great presentation, Allisa. I have a question. You mentioned about currently working with payers. I'd love to learn a little bit more about your current revenue streams and those relationships that you have right now with payers.
Yeah, so we are building our relationships with the payers. We are building out our budget impact model and to be able to enter into cost containment strategies as a cost containment service for the payers. And we really need that model built out and clinic adoption, which is why we're taking that B2B2C approach, not only because of the benefits that come with being able to partner with the eye care professionals and receive feedback and also help out those clinics when they use NanoDropper for their in-clinic drops, but we're also collecting data to be able to show the long-term outcomes and therefore the total financial savings of reduced emergency department visits and not just the medication reduction in price.